Students, welcome to the online classes of Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School. Today we are going to re-revise this chapter cell. Okay. So in this chapter the basic concepts are, very first is with help of which device we can see those cells. That will be microscope. Okay. We are going to discuss about microscope. Then second one is we have to divide the cell into two major types. Very first is unicellular and second one is multicellular. Okay. Now third one is we can see the cell can be divided into three major portions. The very first outer layer of the cell is known as plasma membrane, which is also known as cell membrane. Second one is nucleus, okay, and the gap between this nucleus and plasma membrane is filled by cytoplasm, okay, and all the major component of the cell which are known as cell organelle lie embedded in this cytoplasm, okay. And then after that we can divide the cell into two major categories based on type of nucleus that they have, that will be eukaryote and prokaryote. And lastly we are going to wrap up this summary session with two major kind of cells, which are plant cell and animal cell. We are going to discuss the differences between these two, okay. So let us start what cell is. Cell basically is the building block of all the life form, be it animals, be it plants, be it any kind of insect. The basic form of life starts with cell, okay. So cells are known as building block of all the living organism, okay. Now we need microscope to see those cells because they are very tiny. So by the name itself it is very clear that microscope is used to see the tiniest organism, and cell is one of the tiniest structure in our body, so that is why we need microscope to see cells, okay. After that, and microscope can be of various magnification. To see cell with a very clear structure we need electron microscope, okay, but cell boundary can be easily seen with compound microscope also, okay. Now next one is, based on number of cells we can divide organisms into two categories. Very first is unicellular. Uni means one, cellular means cell. So the organisms which are made up of single cell are known as unicellular organism. For example, bacteria and few protozoas, okay. Now next is multicellular. Beside bacteria and protozoa, almost all the living forms are multicellular, okay. For example, plant cell, animal cell, all are multicellular in nature. Now the very third is, now let us see the structure of this cell. The cell basically is a nearly spherical body, but in case of plant cell we can say that it is rectangular in shape, somewhat rectangular. There are few differences between plant cell and animal cell which we are going to study later on. Basically we can see that cell is having three major layers. The outermost layer, which is known as plasma membrane. Plasma here is referring to the cytoplasm, which is fluid in nature. That is why the membrane of that cytoplasm is known as plasma membrane, which is also known as cell membrane, which is characteristic feature of all kind of cell, okay. After plasma membrane, when we open that cell, we are going to see jelly-like substance, which is cytoplasm. Cyto basically means cell. Plasm again fluid. So fluid of the cell, which is life of all the cell, is known as cytoplasm. All the major component of that cell embedded in this cytoplasm. What are those major important cell component? They are endoplasmic reticulum, which is used for the formation of protein and which is used for the packaging of the protein. Then ribosomes that is embedded on those endoplasmic reticulum that synthesize all the protein. Then Golgi apparatus that is used for the transportation of the protein. There are few cell organelles which are different in different kind of cells. For example, in case of plant cell, cytoplasm is present, cell wall is present, and other than that plasmids are present which are absent in animal cell. And if we talk about animal cell, few cell organelles are there which are absent in plant cell. For example, lysosomes which are present in animal cell, and other than that cytoskeleton is also present in animal cell which is absent in plant cell, okay. And after that we will see nucleus, okay. nucleus is one of the most important part of the cell as it is needed for the protection of the genetic material which is DNA which is residing inside that nucleus. Okay, so nucleus is there in the middle of the cell. Okay, so based on nucleus we can divide cell into two major types. Very first is prokaryote and second type is eukaryote. As the name is suggesting, karyote is a Greek word which basically means nucleus. Pro means ancient. So prokaryote is a type of cell which is carrying ancient type of nucleus. By ancient here it means that the nucleus which is not having proper nuclear membrane. Okay, there is no distinctive nucleus membrane. That is why DNA is embedded in the entire cytoplasm. That is why it is known as prokaryotic. Now let us talk about eukaryotic. Eu means true. The organism which are having true nucleus. By true nucleus here it means the nucleus which is having proper nuclear membrane. Okay. All the plant cell and all the animal cell are basically eukaryote, and all the bacteria and ancient form of life, for example viruses, bacteria, protozoas come under the category of prokaryote. Okay. Now last topic of this chapter is difference between animal cell and plant cell. We already talked about the basic difference between plant cell and animal cell, but we need to know what is the base of that difference. The base of the difference is the nature of these two type of these two type of living organism. Plants are static in nature, that is they are not able to move, so they need few structure to protect themselves. That is why they carry this cell wall so that they can protect themselves from the harsh temperature from other animals. But such thing is not required in the animals which are able to move. That is why cell wall is absent in case of animals. Okay. Second structure is chloroplast. Since we know ultimate source of all the food on our earth is plants, they require specific structure for the synthesis of food, that is chloroplast. Since chloroplast is needed for the production of the food, that chloroplast is present in plant only and absent in animals. Okay. Now third structure is that plastids. Plastids again are present in case of plants only for the same purpose, for the synthesis of the food or synthesis of other type of pigment. Since such structure is not needed in the plant, they are absent in the plant. Now let us talk about vacuoles. Vacuoles basically we can say is a garbage bag. Since plants are not able to move, they need bigger bag so that they can carry all the toxic in that bag. So vacuoles are bigger in case of plant cell and they are smaller in case of animal cell. Next one is lysosomes. Lysosomes is present in animal cell only. The same purpose is fulfilled in animal cell which is fulfilled in plant by vacuole. In case of animal, that is fulfilled by lysosomes, which is also known as suicidal bag, because it carries all the toxic material of the cell. Okay. With that, today's session is ended. Thank you so much class. We are going to meet in our next session. Thank you.